Are you ready?
For a podcast hosted by George T.
Who the hell are you?
I am the movie geek.
Who are you?
I am the movie geek.
You are such a geek.
And now, on with the show.
It's time!
It's showtime.
It's showtime. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Movie Geek Podcast. My name is George Tadino, and if you've come back for the second episode, thank you very much. And hopefully this will be a lot better, and we will get better and better as we go along. But you can always tell me how you liked it.
Instant classic!
Well, thank you. I'm not sure about that, but thank you, Gus Johnson. He has one of the greatest voices I've ever heard. Anyway, on this podcast, we will talk a couple of movie reviews, and we will also talk about the Critics' Choice, and we'll also talk about the Emmys as well, and some other things. So let's get started. Grab your popcorn and get ready. As I said on the last episode, we were going to discuss a few movie reviews. Godzilla -1 was one of them, and it was a decent movie. I would say about a 3 out of 5 stars. The storyline, of course, is Godzilla trashing Tokyo and all that other stuff. I mean, homage to the original black and whites. This character of Godzilla was man-made. You will notice that the CGI is very basic. He stands very human-like, and it clashed very well with the entire movie. So it was really, really good in that regard. The story, again, not as good as it could be. The two main characters, their story and how they came together, it was a Godzilla movie. What do you want? Now on to Wonka. And this movie definitely gets 4 out of 5 stars from me. Timothy Chalamet was amazing as Willy Wonka, trying to take on the candy cartels. And it was kind of whimsical, obviously musical. It was funny. The chief of police was working for the candy cartels who were trying to take him down, and the chief of police, played by Keegan-Michael Key, definitely stole the show. He was absolutely brilliant in this film, and it was a wonderful cast, and it was a really good film for everyone. I definitely would say, definitely go and see this movie, or definitely buy it on DVD. And I know DVDs are kind of out now. Nobody really wants to sell them anymore, but I know in this digital age that everybody has a streaming service. I have a bunch, but I would buy this as a physical disc. I have a ton of physical discs, and I don't care about if it's streaming or not. I would pop this in and watch it anytime. I will be doing more reviews as time goes on as well. So I have social media, only an Instagram and a YouTube channel. My Instagram handle, if you wanted to DM me any suggestions or any comments as far as my reviews are concerned, or any suggestions, my Instagram handle is GOTED3. GOTED3 on Instagram. All right, on to the Emmys and the Critics' Choice Awards. Now, a lot of these categories overlap, so bear with me on this as I go through some of the major awards in TV and movies. And like I said, you're going to hear a lot of the same movies over and over again, same shows and a lot of the same actors over and over and over again. All right, so we look at the Critics' Choice Award. Obviously, Oppenheimer was the best picture at the Golden Globes and also Critics' Choice. Paul Giamatti with the Best Actor in a Comedy. Emma Stone was Best Actress in a Comedy for Poor Things. Robert Downey Jr. was Best Supporting Actor for Oppenheimer. Divine Joy Randolph was the Best Supporting Actress for Holdovers. Oppenheimer also won Best Ensemble Acting. I don't have an issue with that at all. Robert Downey Jr. and Calvin Murphy and Emily Blunt, Fiona Pugh, and Gary Oldman also in this film. Also, Christopher Nolan was Best Director. Obviously, he has done so many movies. If I wrote a movie, and not saying that I have, but I would want Christopher Nolan to do my choice as Best Director. Barbie did win for original screenplay. Greta Gerwig with an amazing, idea. I know I wasn't a big fan of the movie, but it's not because it's not original. It definitely was original. It just wasn't my kind of cup of tea. That's all. And nobody come after me because, oh my God, Barbie was like amazing. And no, it wasn't. But it did also win Best Comedy, which does surprise me because The Holdovers won all the major acting awards, but yet could not win Best Comedy Movie. Moving on. Best Animated Film definitely by far was Spider-Man Across the Spideyverse. This whole franchise by Sony actually is the most amazing Marvel thing they've ever done. So stick with the animation and give back the live version actors back to Marvel Cinematic Universe, please, for the love of God. All right, on to the TV side of things, and we're going to cross over with the Emmys and the Critics' Choice part of this because you're going to see the same people. All right, so Succession, Bear, and The Beef was the three big winners in both shows. We have Succession, which is on Max, winning for Best Drama. The Best Actor award goes to Kieran Culkin, Macaulay's little brother. Best Actress, Sarah Snook. Next is the limited series, Beef, which is on Netflix. Stephen Yen was the Best Actor. He is famous for being Glenn on The Walking Dead. I met him in Boston, and I told him that I wasn't sure he was going to make it through Negan's bat, and his 9 lives had kind of run out after he got under the dumpster and everything else, and obviously he met his fate. And Ali Wong was Best Actress also for that series. So a great cast, a good show. I have not finished it yet, but it is a very good show. Now, The Bear won for Major Comedy, Best Comedy, Best Comedy Actor Jeremy Allen White, and Best Actress Aya Edinburgh. Sorry if I screwed up your name because I am bad at butchering names, so bear with me on that. The only thing with the Emmys is the lead actress in a comedy went to Juanita Brunson from Abbott Elementary. So that's the only difference, but The Bear, Succession, and Beef cleaned up in both. So that is pretty much my take on this. Again, I'm not a big TV guy. I do watch shows. I will list off my top 10 very soon, but TV, I have to really get into a show for me to like it. And it's not often that I can do that because I would much rather watch a movie. This is the Movie Geek Podcast. Why would I be a movie geek if I didn't want to watch a movie first? All right, so now on to what is coming out soon that I'm looking forward to. True Detective, Night Country on Mac. Jodie Foster as the lead detective. How can you go wrong in this show? So I definitely am going to be watching this. The Walking Dead returns with The Ones Who Live. This is the Rick and Michonne series. We have gone through the Daryl Dixon series overseas, which was a really good series. Also, Dead City with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan. That was a very interesting series, how they put them two together. Bitter enemies still, but they are cohorts in this, and Negan is Negan, and Maggie is Maggie. And I am surprised that they are still somewhat best frenemies. That's the best way I can say it. So season 2 will be a very interesting season that I'm looking forward to as well, if they do release it. But we have not seen Rick or Michonne in a very long time, especially Rick, who was gone, I want to say 7 or 8 years. There was a 6-year time jump after he was pronounced dead. So I want to say the series went on another year or two after. So I would say he's been gone 7 or 8 years. I am definitely looking forward to seeing why Rick has never been able to return and how Michonne is going to reunite with him. So that I'm looking forward to. Also, the TV series of Fallout. Now, this is a TV show based on a game. It is going to be on Prime Video April 12th. Also, another series that is coming out based on a video game, and the trailer looks amazing. I have never played this game. It is called Halo. The trailer looks amazing, and it is going to be on Paramount Plus, so definitely looking forward to that. Now, on to a few to be determined dates. We have from Marvel, we have Agatha and the Darkhold Diaries. It says late 2024, could be early 2025. We are not entirely sure, but Agatha will be a spin-off of WandaVision. Agatha was a very interesting character in the WandaVision series, so I'm looking forward to seeing what her angle or how she becomes part of the MCU going forward. We still don't even know if Wanda is still alive, even though there are confirmed movie suggestions that she'll be a part of the MCU going forward. Also, Daredevil Born Again, also maybe in middle of 2024, maybe early 2025. Not sure yet on this, but obviously Daredevil is back, and this will be based off of his character from Spider-Man No Way Home. Definitely looking forward to this. Their TV shows have been really, really good, and the movies haven't been so good, and I wish that would not continue. So I'm hoping that this year's Marvel movies will be as good as the TV shows themselves. Now, because I'm a big Star Wars geek, there are 2 shows that are in production or are going to be coming out very, very soon. The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, all to be determined. This Skeleton Crew at least has a trailer out already. It takes place between or during the Mandalorian timeline. So it's in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. Also coming out for Star Wars is Bad Batch Season 3, another Tales of the Jedi, and Andor Season 2. Now, I must say, I really didn't like Andor Season 1. I'm not sure why. I have really liked all of Star Wars movies and stuff. I just did not get involved with Andor. Also, Ahsoka Season 2 is coming out as well in 2025, I believe. That is in the works. Mandalorian Season 4 is, I believe, no longer. I think it's going to be taken over by Ahsoka, so don't be looking for a Mandalorian season. I think you'll see the Mandalorian in Ahsoka. I think that was what the rumor has been. Or there's going to be some kind of a movie, so I will give more details when that comes out. Now on to my top 10 TV shows of all time. Everybody's got their favorites, and you don't have to like mine. So here we go. Sopranos is number 10 for me. I am Italian, so I love The Sopranos. Number 9, All in the Family. Archie Bunker was a really great character back in my day. I know probably it would be censored or he wouldn't be on TV right now for a lot of the things that he said and got away with back in the day. But again, a really, really good series. Twilight Zone is number 8. There's a marathon every year on the Sci-Fi Channel for New Year's, and I believe 4th of July. There's a lot of great episodes in there, and Rod Sterling was amazing. Battlestar Galactica, the original Battlestar Galactica, mind you, that was one of my all-time favorites. I used to come home on Fridays, watch Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers back-to-back. That was my Friday nights. I think V also came out on Friday night after when Battlestar Galactica and Buck Rogers were on their way out. Schitt's Creek is number 6 on my list. What an amazing cast! What an amazing series! It is very hilarious. If you have not watched this show, I suggest you watch this show. Cheers is number 5 on my list. Cheers. Everybody knows your name. What an amazing cast as well. Funny. It takes place in Boston. I mean, why wouldn't I love that? I know I'm going to lose people on number 4, which is Lost. I loved Lost, and I don't care who didn't. I know the ending was more anticlimactic than it should have been, but Lost was a great series. Number 3, Stranger Things. This is going to end with this season, I believe, starting in 2025, and I'm looking to see how this ends. Season 4 was absolutely amazing. However, the kids are no longer kids anymore, so a time jump, I believe, is what they're reporting, and so we'll see how this is going to end. Some of the cast is also not coming back, so I'm wondering how they're going to write them out. But as more stories come out about this, we will update you on this. Number 2 on my list is The Walking Dead. What can I say? But zombie apocalypse storyline went on for a few seasons longer than it should have. And you're right, it probably did. But it couldn't have propelled the story otherwise. So there was a lot of criticism of the show as it got later on. We had also the spin-offs, Fear of the Walking Dead, which I was not a big fan of until Jenna Elfman and Lenny James joined the cast. I started watching it then. World Beyond only was 2 seasons. It was set up to probably what we're going to see with the Rick and Michonne episodes. I was a huge fan of the Dead City show. Also, the Daryl Dixon show was very interesting as well. Love Daryl's character. Norman Reedus plays Daryl so well. And thank you for the drum roll. Number 1 is The Blacklist. And I know that season 10 was probably very anticlimactic for a series that had its ups and downs. And what I mean by ups and downs is this show had lost its following. It kept moving time slots, and it wound up in the Friday time slot, and that is usually the kiss of death. But once it moved there after season 8, it survived 2 more seasons, where Red spent the next 2 seasons trying to get all the answers and all the loose ends squared away before his death. Now, his death in the final episode was very anticlimactic for me. I was expecting something way more powerful, but it is Raymond Reddington, so I guess that was the way they wanted him to go out. He was never fearful of anything, and I guess dying at the hands of a bull, being trampled like that, I guess that was him showing he wasn't afraid of anything, and he really wasn't. But this series would not have lasted all 10 years on the air without Raymond Reddington, played by James Spader. James Spader was Raymond Reddington. Nobody, and I mean nobody, could have played Raymond Reddington any better. You think Raymond Reddington, the first thing that's going to remind you of him is James Spader. When you think of James Spader, you're going to think of Raymond Reddington. You're not going to think Stargate when he was younger, or Boston Legal, or any of those shows that he was on, or any movies that he was in. But now you will think only of Raymond Reddington. James Spader was superb. All right, so what do you think of the list? I know there are so many other shows that could have made this list, but again, I said this on the first episode, it is very difficult to sit down and make lists in the first place. Go ahead, try to make a list. I again will repeat, it is very, very difficult to sit here and try to get a top 10. With that being said, if any one of you out there has a comment, suggestion, show idea, opinion on anything, my social media footprint only is GeoTed3 at Instagram. Also, my YouTube channel, which is mostly got ghost hunting stuff on there, but I will have hopefully the visual podcast very soon. It is GT3_para_nerdy_dad. Yes, I'm a dad, and I'm very nerdy, geeky, whatever you want to call me. So tune in next week, and again, thank you for listening. We're going to have an Oscar preview show. I will not do a prediction winner. I will just talk about them, and then I will do a separate podcast with my predictions, and maybe DraftKings will be right this time. Last year, I was thinking about voting on the Oscar awards, and I actually would have done pretty well. So I'm hoping maybe this year I will do that. Maybe a DraftKings sponsorship. I mean, whatever. So also any movies I review as well. There's some movies that I want to watch this week, so I'm hoping that I will be able to do that, and I can also review them for you. So until next time, again, thank you very much. My name is George Tadino, and I am the Movie Geek.
You like that, baby? Let him know where I came from, yeah!
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hasta la vista, baby.